Wow, this is the fourth time that I'm trying to shoot this video. I hope I get it this time. This is supposed to be the wrap-up video for my 14-day female detox. I wanted to come and do this a while now, but I've been really busy. So the detox ended on the 26th of October, so this is now officially a week since I ended the detox. And I just wanted to come back with a video to wrap it all up, put things in perspective, give you the 411, I suppose you could say, on the whole experience, what it was like for me, and to thank you very much, those of you who would have dropped me notes and sent me words of encouragement. Thank you very much. It definitely helped. You played a role in me getting through this. So just to recap quickly for anybody who's seeing this video for the first time, you can always check the other videos I would have posted and put up on my Facebook page, but just so you know, I did a 14-day female detox. Why? Not to lose weight, although that did happen. I had some health issues earlier this year, and I just felt the need to flush my body of all the different things that might have been still lingering around, because the medication that they gave me at the hospital was super powerful. So I just wanted to just flush my body, flush my system, almost like a reset for my body. And I chose to do a 14-day female detox, and I did it with Brother Heru of Healing Earth Life. You can find him at number 80 My Lord's Hill, St. Michael. The number is 234-5840. You can call him, have a conversation, going for a consultation if you feel the need to do a detox for any reason. I would suggest that you go with some person who can be your guide through the entire experience, especially if you're like me, some person new to that, because I've never done a detox before this one. So it's important, I think, to have some person to guide you, to instruct you, to give you some pointers, some tips. He was some person that I could call at any point in time if I was having any issue, and it came in really handy during the second week, and I had a bit of a crash. My body kind of crashed in the second week. So that's just a little recap of the 14-day detox. It consisted of a diet of only fruits, vegetables, and water. That's it. No poultry, no meat, no fish, nothing in a can, no corn, no potatoes, sweet potatoes, edibles, yams, breadfruit, nothing like that. Strictly fruits, vegetables, and water. You can use olive oil if you wanted to put together a salad, and that was it. It started off for me how I did it, how I was instructed. I got up at 4:30 and I had my first glass of water, 8-ounce glass of water. I was encouraged to do some cardio, some very light cardio during it, and sun salutation was a pose that was suggested. It's not sun worship. You're not actually saluting the sun. It is a series of poses in yoga, and I did them every morning for the first, I think, 8 or 9 days, and it just really kind of helps to wake up the body. And if you do the series of poses several times, like a couple repetitions of them, it really can get the heart pumping and wake you up. And it fit the bill. It wasn't too strenuous. It was just perfect for me. And like I said, I did that for the first 8 to 9 days. I would go up on the roof and I'd do it up there. Then I would come on down. I would have fruit for breakfast. Not a whole lot, because the whole idea is to keep your morning times, really easy, very light. The heaviest meal would then be lunch, and that was usually steamed veg, some more fruit, and vegetable juice, because you're allowed to juice the fruits and the vegetables, but the vegetable juice was really important, and it was the toughest thing to do. That thing's so nasty. Oh my god, it was vile. People talk about how it's all in your mind. My mind tell me things that's nasty though, so it tastes nasty. Oh my goodness, it was like things like lettuce and broccoli, cucumber, and celery and carrot and that sort of stuff that I would juice up. And you're allowed to put in at least a fruit to kind of help it, give it a slightly better taste. The apples, my just some apples in there, still tasting. The hardest part was the juicing. Hated it. But yeah, so the lunch was the heaviest part: fruits, steamed veg, and the vegetable juice. And then the whole idea was then you could use some more fruit in the afternoon, but you were supposed to shut off eating about 6 o'clock The rule really just 2 hours before bedtime. And I tried my best to stick to the 6 o'clock. And if I could not make 6 o'clock, 2 hours before bedtime. And I went to sleep pretty early because it's like, when I got to eat. So I would just go to sleep at 6:30, 7 o'clock. I would be in my bed, knocked out. So part of this 14-day detox, I got a lot of rest. I slept and I would sleep through the night. I'm a girl that usually has problems sleeping, mild insomnia. I'll go to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then be back up to get to work for 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, that type of stuff. Not during this 14-day detox. I was in bed and out cold. Suppose they didn't have all the carbs and everything else to burn up, keep me going. I don't know, but yeah, I went to sleep pretty early with the detox. The first 3 days weren't too bad. I have to admit that I had cheap foods on the first 2 days. My herbalist told me, Janelle, really, if those are your cheap foods, you did incredibly well. The first day I had 2 packs of popcorn, in the orange and white bag. So the white popcorn with just some salt. But it's because I knew that, look, if I can cheat, let me just cheat with something like that, as opposed to meat, going downstairs to the canteen at work and getting meat, or going to the snack machine and getting chocolates and stuff like that. I also have fruit and nut, but that's something that I took in innocence. The packs of fruit and nut, no oil, no salt, raisins and nuts. Apparently those were no-no, and I had those the first 2 evenings, the Monday and Tuesday evenings, and those are also no-nos. But that's it in terms of cheap foods, cheap moments that I had. I stuck to the diet, fruits, vegetables, and water for the 14 consecutive days, and I broke the fast at 6:02 Sunday, October 26th. I stuck to it. It was really, really tough. The first 3 days were not horrific. The third day especially, I had this bout of euphoria. I felt like I could fly. I went through the office and for a brief time into the hall singing, I believe I can fly. Woo! And I tried to bail off a desk. I was happy and I really thought I could fly. Really, I really did. I know in pills. Well, no, that's not true. I know it was in detox pills because I also had to take detox pills with this, along with the diet. I had a female detox capsules to take, as well as a colon cleanse. And then about 8-9 days into it, I added in a multivitamin as well. So I also had tablets to take with the diet. Oh, but the first 3 days, like I said, and then the third day, that was a Wednesday, I had this bout of euphoria. The weekend, that first weekend was really, really tough. I had a family function on the Sunday, and it was hard seeing everybody consuming all these other things, and I was not able to eat, but I got through that as well. I made good use of the salad that was plentiful, and it ended up being quite filling. The second week, the Monday and Tuesday were very hard. I was incredibly exhausted. It was like it finally kicked into my body. We had this girl, like, she ain't gonna feed put nothing else. It's like me, but fruit, vegetables, and water. Was just psycho. And my body started to rebel. So the Monday and Tuesday I was extremely tired, exhausted. When that Wednesday came, I crashed. And like I said earlier, it was a good thing that I had some person guiding me through this. So when I called the herbalist, Hiru, he suggested some ginger tea to drink very, very slowly, not to have anything to eat before 10 o'clock. And then after 10, keep my meals very, very light. And that saved my life because the Wednesday I was pretty sure that I was going to die. I was in that much pain. It was, well, not pain, discomfort. I had diarrhea and vomiting. Now, normally you would not have vomiting with a detox, but especially like that. So it was coming up, it was coming down. It was disgusting. I had to call my supervisor until I wasn't coming to work from the bathroom because I literally couldn't get out of the toilet. It was kind of gross. But that too passed because then the Thursday, it was almost as though nothing happened. I felt a little sorry because, you know, all that But apart from that, I kind of got over it and I felt better, and I was able to write out the final, the last few days then of the detox. Coming out of the detox, let's talk about pros, cons, or put it all into perspective. So I mentioned something about weight loss, I think. I lost weight. That was not the reason why I did this. It was just to flush my body. I understand that weight loss is part of a detox. In total, I lost 9 pounds in 14 days. I don't think it's all that cute. People seem to think it is. Whatever. Can't wait to put it back on. In healthy ways, though. So, yeah. Everywhere where I carry, fat loss. So, my bum is smaller. My boobs are smaller. My thighs are smaller, but it's not too much of a problem because I'll talk about something else that came off of that thighs. So I lost 9 pounds in 14 days. My skin, remarkably soft. My husband commented on it. My skin feels very soft. Coming off of that, I suspect it's all of the water that I was drinking, and then of course, all the green leafy vegetables, all that stuff that's so good for you. My skin definitely feels softer to the touch. There was a minor improvement in the texture of my skin. I have some hyperpigmentation in certain areas of my face and stuff like that, and it looks a little better. So in terms of the texture of certain parts of my skin, it looks a little better, but certainly definitely all over feels softer. So that's a definite positive for me. Softer skin, and then the minor improvement in texture. A surprising plus is something that I'm just going to attribute to the detox because it's the only thing that I did differently. I have a weak area in here. The hair is very, very light, very thin, and the scalp is very, very tender to the touch. And I went to the hairdresser today, and she actually said to me, I'm seeing marked improvement in, that area of your scalp. That's a bit of a problem. And we've been trying to tracking it for the last few months or so, and progress has been very, very slow. I've been using a lot of natural oils, black Jamaican castor oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, argan oil, trying to use natural products to work on that particular area. And she said today, but no, I don't know what you did, but I'm seeing marked progress, marked improvement in that area. The only thing that I would have done differently would have been the 14-day detox, the plan that I would have been on, that meal plan. So I'm going to attribute that improvement she's seeing to the detox. So that's good there. I guess maybe some healing took place from just eating the right foods and drinking so much more water, because drinking water was always a problem for me. I would have my fluids, yes, but it was all like soft drinks and juices, and as opposed to pure H2O. Under the detox, I was forced to drink water and nothing but water. And since coming off, I've really maintained that. I have not yet had a carbonated drink, although I have had Mobi, pineapple juice, and Clayton's Cola Tonic, and that's like the last 2 days, like today and yesterday I had those things. But I've been just trying to drink a lot of water. But the hair thing was a surprise, and I was really, really glad to hear that. And another benefit I think I would have experienced from the detox was a reduction in the cellulite on my thighs. My husband swears I don't have cellulite. He has 20/20 vision. I don't know what he's talking about. I got cellulite. I did see it, but I'm seeing less of it since coming off the detox, and I feel really, really good about that. Thighs are soft to the touch and not as, I guess, dimpled as I imagine or I see them to be. Yay! No, less cellulite. Yay for me. Very excited about that. Just a couple of tips I picked up from doing the detox. One of the things that he suggested to me, the herbalist, Brother Hero, was not to drink and eat at the same time. My father used to tell me that, and he could never explain why. He would just say, you're mashing up your stomach, but he could never really detail why. What Heru said to me is that when you're eating, enzymes are released in the body that help to break down the food. But when you drink fluids while eating, you wash away those enzymes, and it makes it more difficult for the food to be broken down. It takes longer, and that could cause problems with digestion. So I guess that might have been a better explanation for what my father was saying, which is simply you can mash up your stomach. So he said, what you should do, Janelle, is to eat first, and then maybe an hour or so later, then drink. But just make sure you're not doing both at the same time. And I tried that, and not that I was necessarily having problems with digestion before or aware of having problems, but I tried that, and it wasn't as hard to do as I thought it would be, separating drinking while from eating. I was able to do it. I didn't used to wait a full hour, but I tried to eat food, consume, and then have the water a little bit later, and it's something that I've still been trying to do some 7 days after coming off of the detox. Another handy tip that he would have passed on was this whole idea of when you go to the bathroom, you go to the toilet, you should actually squat on the bowl, because that's a better position for elimination. For defecation is a better position. Now, I ain't about to squat on my toilet bowl, because I would fall in. Or I would like wreck some part of me trying to get due, and then the police would be looking at my husband like, yeah, she didn't fall off the bowl, you hit she, because that sounds like some sort of domestic abuse. Oh no, I broke my chin because I was squatting on the bowl. So what I did instead is something that he also suggested, which is I have the bin in the toilet. I just put that in front of me, and it raised my legs and it brought them closer into my chest, and that's a better position for elimination. My upstairs neighbor, she did the same detox that I did a while ago, and she says, well, that's the same thing that she did. There's a little stool, no pun intended, in her bathroom, and she puts her legs up on it, and it puts her in a better position, and that's what the family does now. So that's another little tip for you in terms of just finding a good position to be in, or a proper posture while eliminating. It just is a better place to be in, position to be in when you want to do that. So that's a tip that I still follow, and I found it's easy. You might feel a little uncomfortable, your legs are all up, but it's better than trying to squat on the toilet plus certain and falling in. Nanny. So I do that, and that kind of works for me. I've been drinking a lot more water still, and just trying to stick to certain things from the detox. So I still try to eat and finish eating like 2 hours before I go to bed. Tonight that was not possible. I ate late, so that's not happening. And I'm just trying my best to still stay away from these sweet drinks for as long as possible. I haven't had a carbonated drink or anything like that. Like I said, this is now 3 weeks, but I did have the Mobby yesterday and the pineapple juice. I have had fried food, and I did eat from Chefette as well. But again, I feel like that's okay, because I've still maintained kind of like a healthy diet, and trying to eat smart and be wise about what I put into my mouth. And I'm still kind of trying to follow the rhythm of the detox, which is light in the morning, like fruit, heaviest meal being lunch, and then light again for dinner, and then shutting off 2 hours before bedtime. And I've been trying to stick to that. So even if I have fried food for lunch, I would have still had something good in the morning from fruit, and then something good at night again from fruit again, or salad, or that type of thing. So I've been trying to do that. Flour, though, is my nemesis. Reintroducing like food into my diet again is like, flour is the one thing that is just absolutely amazing. Everything else does not taste as fantastic as I imagined it would when it was on the detox. So fried chicken is nice, but it's not like the end all and be all. But flour things like brownies, oh my god, flour is now my new thing. That is the one thing that will still give me a rush. Scones and brownies and even biscuits, yeah. That gives me a rush more so than like fried foods and chicken, or even chocolate like a Cadbury or something like that. So flour might be my new nemesis, but oh well. I'm trying to manage and not overdo. I think my new motto is everything in moderation, and just to make sure that I still have fruits, vegetables, and water being a major part of my diet. I think I've covered all the things that I wanted to cover. I think right now what I'm doing is looking into like an alkaline diet, trying to figure out those foods